A couple of weeks ago, I went to Longhorn Steakhouse to try their new 7 pepper New York strip, and I thought it was so good, but all I kept thinking was this. Cooked perfectly. Does it dethrone my ribeye? No. Is it very damn good? Yes. For people who don't like ribeyes, this is a hell of a choice. I would like to see him put that seasoning on a ribeye, though. So I knew this one was going to happen. This isn't an invite by them or anything. I'm going on my own free will, but I want to go back to Longhorn. I want to try that 7 pepper seasoning on the ribeye. I'm going to see if they could do it for me. And last time I went, the waiter said he could. So I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I can do this. Let's go inside, man. I love Longhorn. Okay, we got some good news and we got some bad news. As far as the lighting goes today, it should be a lot better because where I'm sitting, I'm by a window and it's open, so I have some sort of light. Normally, I'm sitting where it's much darker. The bad news is we always talk about the sound too. They do have some background music on, and when I came in, it was louder. It's not that loud right now, but there might be like some noise cancellation issues and stuff like that. So just a little heads up, I love my disclaimers, but I'm going to get an appetizer, then we're going to get our ribeye meal, and then I don't know if I'm going to do a dessert today. I'm going to end up doing a dessert today. But let's see what we can do today. Okay, so I just put my order in. I'm just going to partake in some of this bread because they do give it to you and it's warm. So they know that you can do it. I don't know why they made such a big deal out of the 7-pepper sirloin or the 7-pepper New York strip, because when I said, hey, can I get 7 pepper seeds? Oh yeah, cool. And this is a different waiter than last time. So they should just have that on the menu as an availability offered, like where you don't even have to really ask for it. Because I know this is going to hit. Just like this bread is going to hit. I'm going to leave it at that. I got one appetizer. Funny enough, I'm here during lunch hours. I've had every appetizer they have except for one. So we're trying that today. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to eat just one piece of bread. And then let's get into our appetizer. Oh, Coke Zero. People wonder about the bev. No drink today. Okay, so this is actually the last appetizer. I mean, I could get the Texas Tunyon again, but I never got it inside. But this is the last appetizer that I've actually never tried. So this is their spinach dip, and it comes on the side with these flatbread crisps. It looks like a Parmesan crusting on the top, maybe some panko. I can't really tell. I think it's just Parmesan crusting till I get in there. But this looks pretty good. I have never once heard anybody say anything about this. So I don't know if it's going to be good, but it looks like it's going to hit. Other than the steam that's going to burn my mouth. I should have known. This is delicious. I'm going to tell you, look. I got to think about this logically, and I apologize for not, because I usually consider myself someone who has critical thinking, but the critical thinking hat didn't click in soon enough. I shouldn't have chewed before I was going to talk. Considering that this Parmesan is exactly the same thing that they crust their ribeyes, as well as the chicken and other things here, I should have known it was good. It's the exact same crust that's on the Parmesan crusted ribeye and the chicken, which is really good. But the only difference is you're just adding in that spinach to it. It's fantastic. These flatbread crisps remind me of the ones from Cava, but warm. And I really like Cava's pita chips. It's very rich, but the spinach kind of helps it out with that. This is one of those things, I think this is 770 calories, just the dip, where you can get ahead of yourself pretty quick and consume 1,400 calories. Not that we care. I'm glad they didn't salt these. Parmesan cheese, notoriously, has a good salt content, so this isn't overly salty at all. It's really well done. Dangerous. I'm surprised I don't hear more about this. Most people talk about the wild fish shrimp. They talk about the wings, and rightfully so. But for the table, this is a good appetizer in and into itself. This is in that very good category of being an 8 out of 10. Really nice, too, with these because they're crispy and they're still warm. Man. Okay. I'm going to put this down. It's like eating butter. But in whole milk, and who cares? Delicious. If you've never had it and you're here with a bunch of people, get this for the table. Or just for you, like I did. Also, man, I know there's a good amount of Arizona State Sun Devil fans because I have this hat. I'm not an Arizona State fan, just so people know. I just come from an era of people who, like, growing up, especially when I was a teenager, we wore hats because we liked the hat. We wore jerseys because we thought the jersey looked good. You might have supported the player, you might not have, but it was very commonplace, at least where I came from, to wear jerseys just because it matched the fit or you liked the way it looked. So growing up, I had a ton of jerseys. And I know now more people equate it solely as fan gear. So people are like, oh, did you go to Arizona State, or are you an Arizona State fan? Neither. I know Cam Scadaboo, I'm a Giants fan, plays for the Giants. So I just wanted to say prayers up for bro, because as a former athlete, and I saw how Jackson Dart reacted. This is a personal story I don't think I talked about. I saw how Jackson Dart reacted when he saw the injury and kind of walked off screaming, expletive. When I was a senior, my best friend on the team, both of my two best friends were linebackers with me. So there was three of us. Like the Mike, the Sam, and the Will. And it was crazy because we all wanted to get on the field. And I started a year before them. And they finally broke the starting lineup. I was already in, I'm not trying to say I was better or whatever, but I was already in the starting lineup and they broke the starting lineup together. So it was like one of the coolest things ever to be in the same linebacker room and be best friends. Long story short, week 6, we go play Indiana State at Indiana State. And one of them, in the fourth quarter of a game that we were winning pretty handily, he sticks his arm out and make a tackle, and he breaks his humerus. For people who don't know, that's this bone right here in the top. It twisted and snapped. So I was the first person to see him on the floor, and I looked down and I seen the injury where his arm was like bent in a way that, like, from here in a different direction. And I just remember like screaming trainer, waving to the trainer to come on because I knew it was serious. And my reaction was very similar to Jackson Dart's. So it's crazy to see that. And so prayers up to Cam, bro. I know, like, it's a rough thing to deal with, injuries, and the road back is tough. And it's never something you want to see. Even if you're not a Giants fan, I'm sure you felt bad for that. I wanted to throw my little tidbit in before my steak came. But yeah, that's a true story, bro. I don't really like to talk about my past or football or anything like that because I just don't feel like it's important. But when it's a relevant thing like that, I'll share the stories. But that was the most gruesome injury that I've ever seen. And I, obviously being really close friends with him, watched the recovery process and what he had to go through, what he had to do for surgery, and the whole thing. So it's a rough road, but I know Cam's a tough dude, man, and he'll bounce back. But it's never a good thing to see your brother out there. And especially when it's because they were best friends. Like, they were, it's not fun. I saw some people making fun of Jackson Dart for that reaction. It's warranted. They came up together and they were kind of like, you know how it is, man. It's tough. So, anyway, I'm not trying to make this somber. Let's wait for the steak. This is one of those times that I wish that y'all had smell-o-vision. So this is the Outlaw ribeye, but I got it with the 7-pepper seasoning. I said I was going to do this last time, so I came back and did it. Y'all gonna get this close up. I wish y'all had smell-o-vision. It smells so good, like so peppery. Oh my goodness, bro. This is like, when I had it last time, the first thing I said was, this gonna go crazy on a ribeye. One of the things that I did, I feel like was a big brain, big back move, was that I saved the spinach dip to use as Parmesan crust for the ribeye, just to see if it was going to hit with the ribeye. Can confirm it hit. The crazy part is I actually think the spinach dip almost acts like cream spinach. And that taste of the ribeye is so on point. Yeah. Also got the Steakhouse mac and cheese, of course. This is a lunch menu. You only get one side. No salad or anything. So, steaming. I was actually surprised. It was more on TikTok than anything. But when I posted this, a lot of people on TikTok, not a lot of people, a portion of people said the Steakhouse mac and cheese was nasty. I don't know what kind of mac and cheese y'all like, but I would describe a lot of things as this, because even like mac and cheese that I don't like, I wouldn't call it nasty unless it's like texturally really bad or like the cheese is spoiled or something. So I don't know if it's like the use of wordage that I was like really nasty, because I can be like, I don't like something without saying because nasty to me is like a 1 out of 10. Which this is not. This is freaking delicious. So I don't know what type of mac and cheese that y'all like, but if you happen to hear this, I was going to say read, please let me know what you don't like about this. I'm curious because I love it. And we live in a time now where people think someone's lying if they disagree with them. I don't think you're lying, and I hope you don't think I'm lying. I just think you have a difference of opinion or taste buds. And I would just personally like to know where you're coming from when you tried this. You bit into this creamy, bacon-filled mac and cheese with cheese and Parmesan crust. And you were like, this is nasty. I would never eat this again. Because I would call this a lot of things. Nasty ain't one of them. As far as the ribeye goes, I love that seasoning on there. It put a nice little char, a little bark on there, that peppery blend. I think I predicted this because I said it last time. It's a fat piece. I love the fat on steak. That's why I like ribeyes. I predicted this, but this is even better than the New York strip for me. Like, I would do this, and I would do, yes, I'm trying to see if I can cut this with a fork. And can I? Yeah. I had to work it a little bit, though. But I think what I would do from now on, some people, I like the Parmesan crusting on the ribeye, but I would like to be able to get it like this. I think I would get it like this from now on. I don't know if you can just ask for the Parmesan crust on the side like this, or just do what I did with the spin dip, but I feel like it's better to just do it sometimes. But this, as always, nice little lunch or dinner is lunch for me. So I like to do this every once in a while because it's a question that's asked a lot. I don't answer it every video, but I try to tell people, let people know. Stuff that you don't see a lot of times. So this is my to-go box. What I did is I ate about half the steak. I'm going to put the rest of this in here, and I'm going to give it away. Now, I'm going to respectfully answer this as vaguely as possible because I don't feel like it matters. But I know some people will say things from time to time like, well, you just ate half of this. How can you touch this and then give it away to people? The people that I give it away to, which for a myriad of reasons are going to remain pretty anonymously, don't care. How do I know? For the most part, the ones that would, I asked, and the ones that I know don't, they don't. You can take that however you want to. Just know that I'm not taking this food and I'm throwing it in the trash. Okay? And I'm also not eating it all. A lot of people, you know, are you eating all this food? No. 90% of it I give away. There's some stuff that, like, I don't give away and I will get rid of, but only for reasons like I don't think it's safe if someone eats it, or if it doesn't keep to the point that it could go bad and like something like that. But if I can, I do. Pizzas, things like that. So just so you know, and like the donuts, everything. But just so you know, I'm not here to answer those questions with the detail maybe you might not be satisfied with, but just know that it's not just getting discarded. And I'm also not eating it. I cannot say that enough times. With this steak, it's freaking delicious. I want to eat more of it, but I said I was eating half. I'm eating half. So there you go. You got your steak. You still have the pita chips. You have the mac and cheese, and then you have the spin dip. That's a nice little meal. To be honest, I would eat it. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. And I would eat it. So there you go. I think I'm gonna get a dessert. I only have like 3 desserts. I'm gonna do something other than the cheesecakes. I kept getting that. Okay, this is actually the last thing that I have never tried from Longhorn. Anything else I would be trying for the first time in the restaurant, but I've had in the car. Chocolate Stampede I had in the car. It was epic. And I thought about getting that, but this I never tried. So I said, okay, we got the molten lava cake, which is pretty self-explanatory. Inside, I would guess there's some sort of chocolate ganache. Outside is a chocolate cake. There's some chocolate shavings, chocolate syrup, and it looks like some caramel and some chocolate syrup drizzled over the top. The first thing I'm gonna do is try to get in here. See. Oh, it's molten as hell. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to pick that up. Maybe if I hold it up to the camera. Yeah, you see that molten? It's molten, all right. It's crazy because this plate is ice cold. So like the contrast is making it have that like cool effect, which presentation wise looks really good. All right, let's kind of desecrate this thing a little bit so we can try it. I bet this is Haagen-Dazs ice cream too. Champagne ice cream. Store-bought. I like the chocolate shavings. I love the molten lava part. You know what's lacking for me? The cake. I want to try the cake by, like, well, not necessarily by itself, but as much as just cake as I can get. You're going to say this is crazy. One of the things I like, I can't believe I'm bringing this up in a place like this, but one of the things I like the most about Domino's lava cakes, which I don't know what it is about, I do know, is the outside has this sort of like crust to it that I feel like sets it apart, that actually really makes it enjoyable to eat. This is a moist chocolate cake, and it's good. But if they could find a way to get that crust on that, I would really like this. It's just missing something like that. But it's interesting. They did something different, which I applaud them for because they tried something different than what most places do, which is the same exact thing, but a brownie form. Whereas this is a chocolate cake. The other thing is the chocolate stampede is like, compared to this. This is good. Chocolate stampede is still the king. If I come back, I'm getting a chocolate stampede. Or the cheesecake. This I'm going to give a 7.5 out of 10 to. Good. But when I know the chocolate stampede is on the menu, that just does it better. Even though that thing is the biggest cake you'll see in a restaurant. But I like it. I got to back away from it. Okay, just to give you a quick rundown. They have like the QR thing, which I think is pretty cool here. Some places have like the kiosk, but the QR thing also works the same way. Coke Zero, $3.59. Spinach dip was $12.29. The ribeye meal was $33.29. The 7 pepper seasoning does not cost extra. The Steakhouse mac and cheese does. It's $3.50 extra. And the molten lava cake was $9.79, which brings to my total without tip to $66.59. I got like a 3-course meal for lunch, which is crazy. But for what steakhouses charge you, I have said this a ton. For what those high-end steakhouses charge you, you guys don't know this because I didn't film it. I went to Morton's Steakhouse recently. My check was per a head was about $150 a head, like per person. This is $60 for a similar lineup that I got. I got an appetizer there, you know, a drink, a steak, and dessert, and it costs way more. So I think the best bang for your buck, if you want a good steak, are places like this, are places like Texas Roadhouse, and believe it or not, Yard House, which has a really good steak. I have to go back there again, but I got the steak last time, so we won't get it. But I just wanted to talk about the prices. I wanted to try that 7 pepper steak is definitely a go. On the ribeye, you can ask for it and they'll do it. I don't know why they're making a big deal out of it, like I said. But either way, let me pay my bill on here. It's pretty cool. You scan the QR code and it opens right up to the Longhorn Steakhouse app, which I already use because I order to go a lot. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and we'll be back tomorrow. More content. Man of Hand Signs. They made it to YouTube.